Hi, my name is Lisa Taft. I am a student at Lake Sumter State College, and as part of my American Lit class, we were asked to do an oral presentation. I have a fully online class, so the best way to do that is through YouTube or to upload a video. So that's what I'm going to do today. I am going to be reading my essay on A Streetcar Named Desire by Tennessee Williams. So here you go. My essay is titled Death and Desire. Tennessee Williams' play, A Streetcar Named Desire, is an American classic. This play was written shortly after World War II. The characters in Williams' play are ordinary in nature, which makes this play even better. A recurring theme in Tennessee Williams' play, A Streetcar Named Desire, is death and desire. At the beginning of the play, Blanche arrives in New Orleans to see her sister Stella by way of two streetcars, cemeteries and desire. The streetcars foreshadow the recurring images of death and desire throughout the play. She comes to New Orleans from Laurel because of her past desires and to try to escape from all of the death in Laurel. She tries to reinvent herself to the new people she meets, but her past comes back to haunt her. Blanche tries to hide the fact that she was married before and does not want to talk about what really happened to her husband, Alan. Blanche never recovers from the death of her husband, caused indirectly by his sexual desires. In scene 6, Blanche tells Mitch, "I found out in the worst of all possible ways, by coming suddenly into a room that I thought was empty, which wasn't empty, but had two people in it, the boy I had married and an older man who had been his friend for years." Later that night, she told her husband, I know, you disgust me," which led him to shoot himself. Blanche loved her husband and was blindsided by his sexuality. After his death, she tried to fill the void with sleeping with strangers. Blanche tells Mitch, "After the death of Alan, intimacies with strangers was all I seemed able to fill my empty heart with." Blanche even answered the calls from young soldiers who would crawl on her lawn drunk. Desire, being the opposite of death, she reacted to the decay of Belle Reve by going to the arms of young soldiers. The soldiers sprawling like daisies on the lawn are in their own way flores para los muertos. Belle Reve was even known to the local training camp as being a place out of bounds. The theme of desire and death can also be seen when she was asked to leave her teaching position by the superintendent of the school. Stanley tells Stella she didn't resign temporarily from the high school because of her nerves. No siree, Bob, she didn't. They kicked her out of that school before the spring term ended, and I hate to tell you the reason that step was taken. A 17-year-old boy she'd gotten mixed up with. Her sexual desires made her feel young and filled the void in her life from her late husband's death, but her own promiscuous desires destroy her reputation and her professional career in Laurel. She liked younger men. It made her feel alive and young again. While visiting Stella in New Orleans, she had another run-in with a young boy. She only kissed him on the lips, but remembers what happened the last time she liked a young boy. Blanche tells the young boy, "Now run along now, quickly. It would be nice to keep you, but I've got to be good and keep my hands off of children." The theme of death and desire can be seen at the very end of the play. It's Blanche's desire that finally brings her to a breaking point, The Rape by Stanley Kowalski. The Rape by Stanley, which she claims is the culmination of a perverse desire that they felt for each other all along, is the act that finally pushes her into insanity. Throughout the entire play, Blanche and Stanley had a love-hate relationship. At times she would flirt with Stella's husband, and other times she would call him names and degrade him. The rape was the final straw. It killed Blanche's spirit and drove her to an insane asylum. The theme of death and desire are intertwined throughout the entire play by Tennessee Williams. The play centers on Blanche and why she came to visit her sister in New Orleans. She's trying to escape her past in Laurel. Death and desire are what ultimately brought Blanche to her breaking point. She could no longer hide from her past. The death of her husband was the start of her insanity. She tried to hide her pain through sexual desires, but it was her downfall. Now that I have read that, I am going to show a short PowerPoint on Death and Desire and my interpretation of the play and the characters' the characteristics of each character. Hold on just a second. Maybe. I guess I'll turn it this way because I can't get it to rotate. And that is the end. Thank you.